Okay, this is Ralph, and I just wanted to show off a survival slingshot that I made on the fly using an old horseshoe, a set of vice grips, and then some size 64 office rubber bands that I found around the house, and then also the pouch here I made out of some cotton polyester fabric that we have in abundance around the old place, and went ahead and made this rudimentary and very rugged looking slingshot. Now I'm going to test fire it here. The bands I've been kind of playing with a little bit, and they are not perfectly balanced. I need to go back inside and redo these. I had a couple of the rubber bands break, and I temporarily fixed it by tying in and splicing in a new rubber band here and there. And I've put about 60 shots through this thing already. And depending on what you're using for ammo, it's more or less accurate. You can get accurate with this with practice. But I've been shooting irregular rocks, just found objects that I find lying about the yard. And the thinking of this is that I want to see what I can do just in case, there's a situation where you have to go hunting for your own food and you may not have the best hunting equipment. Can you actually make a go of it with a homemade slingshot like this? Now, this type of a slingshot here made with a horseshoe, it's got some drawbacks, obviously. It's heavy as can be, so I wouldn't want to be actually, carrying this through the woods. It's not something that you can just fit in your back pocket and go out hunting and just be able to whip out rather casually. This thing is a heavy instrument. And the other drawback to this is it can be kind of dangerous to use. If you accidentally misfire and you're shooting a rock through this thing, and a rock should hit this metal horseshoe, it can ricochet back and hit you. And so if you want to do this sort of thing at home, be extremely cautious, wear eye protection, and you might want to consider wearing a glove too, because a rock hitting this thing can do a lot of damage to you. And that's the drawbacks. Now, the other drawback is that I don't have a decent set of bands on this thing, so it is lacking in power. But I do have another set of bands that I ordered in from Simple Shot, and I'm going to be putting those things on when they arrive tomorrow and seeing if that doesn't improve the power and accuracy of this slingshot. But what I'm shooting through it is just stones, irregular shaped stones, not the best ammunition, but something that we have in abundance. And I think what I'm going to do later too is once it dries out a little bit, go down by the river and start looking for river stones that would make much better ammo. But what I'm going to do now is just demonstrate here what this thing is. I've got a target set up. Going to adjust the camera. If I can get that thing in view. There we go. Okay, I think that's good enough. And I'm standing at about 6 yards, maybe a little bit over 6 yards. And I'm going to see if I can hit that white bucket on top of that blue barrel here. And here we go. Well, went over and to the right. Try that again. Cold out here, my hands are not working too well. Let's try that again. Another irregular shaped rock. Way over. Yeah, putting on that extra rubber band did do. It changed the aim of this thing. I was getting some good hits yesterday. Let's try to aim a little lower here. One thing with these homemade jobs with homemade band sets You have to practice until you find your happy medium. I'm just going to keep going here until I get a shot. Ah, finally. Third try. And I'm out of rocks. But you can see there, a little slingshot like this, or a big slingshot like this, it does have some drawbacks. You gotta practice to be able to get your hit. And then if your rubber bands break and you do just a very quickie repair job in the field like I did with this thing, it's going to affect your aim, and it's just like practicing and trying to do something with any other kind of a makeshift instrument. You really have to work at it in order to get results. But that said, you can get results with a homemade jobby like this. Now, I've also got another slingshot. It's a daisy, professionally made, professionally crafted. I'm a heck of a lot better with that. And I've also got steel shot that I use for that other slingshot, and that's far more accurate than irregular shaped rocks. But if you don't have that and you find yourself in a survival situation where all you have is just some rubber bands around the house, maybe some cloth, and an old horseshoe, and a pair of vice grips, you can make something like this rather easily. Just be extremely careful because, yeah, it's not the perfect slingshot, but if you need something on the fly, you can craft something just out of common household materials. So that's it for this video. This is Ralph signing out. My next one I'm going to do when the weather warms up here, probably tomorrow, and I'll demonstrate my daisy slingshot and show how I can be a lot more accurate with that thing. So until later, this is Ralph signing out.